Good morning from the desert. The sun is not even close to rising, but it's nice and cool and a little breezy, as you might hear. Here's what we're doing in the front of the 86 XJ. That seat cushion over there, the lower seat cushion, was tilted because it was broken, and I'll show you that in a minute. So what I did was I unbolted the one from this side and put it over there so I can fix this one eventually. There's 4 holes in this one, and the 2 that are in the shadow here. See those 2 slots toward the back? So those are the only 4 you have to remove to take the seat cushion off. You don't have to do anything else, nothing else. It's wonderful. Those can be reached with a ratchet. The back one a deep socket, the front one I have to use a swivel on it, a U-joint to reach it. But I think they're a 13mm socket. It's not hard at all. I was actually surprised. So let's go over and take a look. See, I told you it was dark. Okay, so here's what we have. Let's see how we're going to do this. This is the replacement one from the junkyard yesterday. It doesn't match the pattern exactly, I think. There's the original one sitting right here. So what I did, this is what you need to see. So there it is, all peeled off. Now, you see how badly that's cracked? I mean, it's just toasted. It's cracked. It's just cracked all over the place. This is thin sheet metal, and it was tilted, so it made it easier to get in and out of the Jeep, but it held your back at a nice steep tilt, and that was terrible. It's super thin. I don't know what gauge this is or what thickness it is. It's really thin. I thought about welding it, but I went down and paid the piper. The junkyard wanted $40 for this lower cushion, $55 for the entire seat, and my back just can't lift that seat right now. It went out a week ago. So I bought the lower cushion. See that? So this thing otherwise is fine, but the steel was cracked, really, really bad. So we'll take you back in time and show you. Let's see, I gotta figure out how to do this. I'm winging it. Plus I just woke up, so that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. There's 6 Phillips head screws. You see these 2 here? One here, 2 in the middle, one there, and 2 in the back, hooked to the end of a piece of wire, music wire. Those 6 come off, and the cushion will peel off. The only other thing you have to do before you take it out of the car is make sure you unhook the this elastic strap. But anyway, then it just peels off. You just unfold it and it comes right off. So what we're going to do today is take this cover off and put the new cover on this one, because this one's not cracked. You can see the steel, the metal is in perfect shape. Now this is a Renix Jeep. I can't speak to anything past newer, 1991 and newer. I just don't know the answer. But this came out of an 88, and the one I'm trying to repair is out of an 86. So the only thing that's different is Chrysler took over. You see the date code? What does that say? May 14th, 87. This one doesn't really have a date code. It's an 86 and no date code. So, just trivia, doesn't matter. Didn't match exactly. I took a picture of it down with me and I was happy. So, I'm going to take this apart. Alright, so here we have the bottom of the seat, And one of my all-time favorite tools, an impact driver. And you want to do the best you can to get these out. Okay. Some of these need a little help. I would make sure you turn on your driver the right way, because this is pretty thin sheet metal that these are screwed into, and you don't want to strip it. Let's see here. There we go. So I'm going to put these over here in the magnetic tray so I don't lose them. And they're rusty, but there you go. You know, it's 30-something years old, so, or 30 years old. So, as I recall, because the other one I did, phew, man, long time ago. Month ago, 2 months ago. Anyway, so this is all you have to do is basically spread this apart and peel it off. I think it peels, oh, 2 more screws. I think it peels off from this end, but there are 2 more screws, so that means 2, 4, 6, there's 8 total. Okay, let's not lose them. Okay, so that takes care of that. So oh, and there's Velcro that holds the cushion, the covering, to the foam. So you'll see that as I peel this off, you'll see all the Velcro. It keeps the seat from bunching up in one direction or the other. Originally, I wanted to keep this, but it's got a big freaking hole in it. I actually made that hole. I leaned on this seat in the junkyard several months ago, and it just split. Yeah, see, it's sun rotted pretty bad. But anyway, this is going to come off and go in the trash, and then the other one is going to go on in its place. And as I recall, it goes this direction. There we go. Okay, we got that one off. Now we roll this one up. There we go. Now is the Velcro starts to show up. Sorry, the lighting's not great. Let me see if I can fix that. I hate poor lighting in a video. It just, sometimes you have what you have. Let's see. I think that's better as long as I can stay out of it. Okay. Alright. Yeah, it's a little better, a little shadowy, but okay, so you don't just want to tear this off, you want to peel the Velcro off of it, because the Velcro, let's see, does the Velcro stay with the foam? It does. See the old one? The Velcro stays on the foam. So you gotta be careful. You gotta peel this off and leave the Velcro down on the foam. And it'll peel off the foam easy. This is old and the adhesive isn't doing that good. Sorry, that well. There we go, alright. And it's dusty as blazes. So, see how that's just peeling off nice? Oh shoot, see that? It ripped right out of the foam. That's what I was trying to say, be careful. So I'm going to try and save this. I saved a little piece of it, that's too bad. Now, if I recall correctly, this is probably going to come right off. Da-da-da, right? Okay, so here you have the old one. There's nothing really wrong with it except for that tear I showed you. So we're going to put that out of the way. I'm going to grab the other one. And this is where the struggle takes place. Now I left the original one, I left it folded exactly as I pulled it off. So let's see how we're going to do this. Okay, there's a piece across the end, a piece across the end. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's backwards. Yeah, so the biggest part of the cushion, if you were sitting in this cushion, your legs would go off this way. Okay? So this is the biggest part of the cushion. So the biggest part of your cover is this piece here. So I think what we need to do is figure out how to get. It's nice if you look at the old Velcro mark. That makes it hopefully repeatable. Since this was done in a factory setting, you know, people vary a little bit, but sometimes production methods don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line up the old mark with this piece of Velcro, and you know what we'll do first, just for grins? Let's see how these look compared to each other on the top. Yeah, they're pretty good. This one's got a big old chunk out of it, sorry. You see that? I have to show it to you first. See, this one, this is the side that was damaged. The metal underneath's damaged. You can see the foam's cracked and worn here. So maybe one of the previous owners was big and fat. I bought it from a young guy, like 30 years old. And he was the second owner, so it was probably the first owner. But anyway, just, you know, making sure it's the same part. It's got some age on it, that's for certain, but you know, it'll be nicely factory restored when we're done here. Alright, so let's see. I think, here's my guess, if we lay all the Velcro back down and then peel everything around it, I think it'll be fine. So you fold this completely inside out. I haven't done car upholstery in a very long time, but I have done it just for myself. Okay, so I am going to try and start back here and let it roll forward, and then, okay, there we go, there we go. So put the Velcro on in the back first. Back here, lay that one down, and then follow the two that come up the sides, and then lay this front one in. Now, I'm doing this live. I haven't, you know, practiced this. And I think reversal. So we may have to do, I don't know. We may have to do the front here first. This could be a real pain in the butt. But it looks nice. The original's kind of dirty, but it looks good. So I'm going to fold these pieces outward first. Let's see, are we zoomed all the way out? Oh, no, that's the wrong way. Okay, we are. Alright. I probably got you in too close, but I'm committed now. Let's see here. Okay, there's a groove you want to keep an eye on. There's a groove on the outside of the foam here, and there's this seam here. Those need to sit right on top of each other. Now, the best way to do it is to make sure this seam is centered with the mark you'll see here in the middle. That way it's centered left and right. The Velcro probably did a good job of centering it. So here we go. Instead of talking, let's see what we can get done here. Oh man, getting that thing inside out is going to be fun. But if you are able to fold it back out on itself, it will fit nicely. There we go. There we go. Okay, I got that one started. It's not done, but let's just work on the front here first. All right. Looks like the Velcro wants to come off the back while I do this. There we go. There we go. Okay, once you get it across this big part of the cushion, it kind of dropped right in place. So let me yank on this a little and smooth it out. See, you can see the grease prints and stuff from the original. One of these days I'll shampoo that out, but for today, we're just looking to physically restore it, or mechanically restore it, as I like to say. Okay, so some hints here. You got the holes. God, I hope you can see them. You got the holes that those sheet metal screws went in. 1, 2, 3, and then in the back. So if you line these holes up, you have a fair chance of getting it correctly positioned. So let's see. We want to do this one first. Alright, so let's do this one first. Now this one doesn't go through the end loop. There's 2 loops on the end of the wire here. This one goes right through the yeah, it goes just right through the material here. Alright, so let's grab our driver. I love these things. Impact drivers are a big saving of my wrists. Now, let's see, does this thing look centered? It's not quite centered. There we go. I'm just shifting it just a little bit. And just about will do it. Okay, that's part of upholstery, is you kind of massage things into place. Let's see here. Okay, very gently. If you use something like a driver, you got to come up with some serious finesse, because you can jack stuff up and really regret it. I've been using one for a long time, so I'm pretty good at it. Okay, that's pretty centered. Now you got to just pull the sides over, make sure they drop about where they were into place. Yeah, there we go. All right. So yeah, this part was a lot of money at the junkyard, but the first problem I have is my back went out a week ago, and I can't carry something that crazy and heavy. Okay, wait, I gotta back up a step here. This, there's a wire sticking out here, and it's not supposed to be. You see it right here? That's not supposed to be sticking out. You want to shove it in, and it'll go, oh, there's a hole there for it. So let's shove it in, and then, you know, maybe we're supposed to screw that first. I like putting the middle in first myself, but it would make more sense to do that end first, wouldn't it? Because then that sets the rest of it. Okay, so let's just do that. There. Okay, so that's set up perfect. This goes inside. This grabs the wire so that the force of the wire gets distributed through the vinyl. What I'm trying to say is the wire is on this side of the screw. So you're not using the vinyl to try and hold anything. Okay. Now, okay, so this doesn't have any more on this side here. There's no more screws, just these two. So we spin it around. Looks like there was some Coca-Cola spilled on this at some time in the distant past. Alright, there we go. Okay, there we go. Oh yeah, that's looking good. This is one of those silly freaking details that it's really worth showing people because, well, for me at least, I'll probably forget next year, right? How did I do that? That's one reason I started doing videos on YouTube, was to remind me of how I did something. That's really a big deal. I didn't really realize that YouTube is going to become a thing. Okay, so these two need to be torqued just a tiny little bit. Okay, now I have 2 screws left, and they go back here. Let's take a look how we're doing. Yeah, it looks alright. It's a little wrinkled right in here. But it's good. I think it's fine. Alright, so 8 screws. I did 6 already. Here's the last 2. Yeah, I need to flip this over, I think. I can see it better. You guys probably can't see it at all, but let's see. This isn't very well centered now, is it? There we go. Okay, yeah, this is about centered, so that'll center the upholstery. We can smooth it out with our hands. Okay. Sorry, I'm blocking the shot. A lot of force there because it's a little out of alignment. But I think we're good. Oh great, did you hear that? Here we go. Alright. Here we go. Last one. Here we go. Okay. Now what's left is there's a little buckle here. Let's see, can I show you that? Here we go. With a gap in it. Can you guys see the gap? There's a gap in it, and this slides back through the gap and goes on after it's installed. Because there's some framework sitting here, and this goes around that framework. So you do that once you put it in the vehicle. Well, 4 bolt holes, 2 here and 2 back here, and it goes back in. I hate cutting corners, but my back's not going to let me show you every detail of bolting this in. But those are the 4 bolts. You just literally lay it in place on the steel cradle and put the 4 bolts in and wrench it up with a ratchet and a socket. You're all done. So anyway, let's take a look here. Is there any major wrinkles in this thing? Any major asymmetry issues where it's funny looking? I think it looks okay. I mean, it could be cleaned, absolutely, but that's not what this video is about. It's about making this thing sound again, making it firm and correct, because it was a little hard on my back before my back went out, so you never know. Crooked seat could have contributed to the whole problem. Anyway, it looks good. I'm going to go put it back in, and then I'll show you what the final install looks like. Something I wanted to show you real quick is there's one bolt started. This is the rear of the seat, and there's the other. It was a whole lot easier to start the rears and to line the seat up. These rear ones are slotted so you can kind of fit them in place. And then when I'm done, here's this bungee stuff, this stretchy stuff. So anyway, I would say start with the rear bolts first. You can see there's the slot, they're not holes, they're slotted. Start those in, don't tighten them all the way, just bring them down, and then do the fronts. Alright, this is the front of the seat. There's one bolt, and the other one's over here. Same thing, the hole's a little bit slotted, so you get some room. You have to kind of push down from the top, but I would definitely put the rear screws in and then the front, and then spin them up, torque them a little bit, not much, and you're all done. Well, let's show you what a preview of this would look like. It looks like every other XJ seat, except now it's not tilted to one side, it's level. And that's pretty cool. Yeah, these need to be cleaned, but it is a Jeep. Alright, that's it. See you, bye.